Welcome by.
Welcome guys, gays and lesbians to the Panic Grove channel.
Welcome guys back to the Panic Grove channel. I'm Simon, accompanied by Josue, as per usual. We're here to continue our One Piece binge review. It's been a while. I think the last time we posted this was maybe almost a year at this point. I think it's been a while.
Maybe, I don't know. It has been a while. Yeah.
But we cut it off at a pretty good point because we cut off right before time skip. So today we're going to continue our review by going over what happens time skip and post, starting off with Fishman. So I think it was a good little clear cut, you know.
Now I'm just thinking about this, since there was a time skip in One Piece and everyone got stronger in that 2-year gap. Simon, my question to you is, how did you get stronger in this time skip since our last episode?
My dick grew 3 inches.
Oh, nice.
We did have to take a break for a while, just personal stuff, but we should be back in full swing, especially because the final saga One Piece is appearing very, very, very soon. For those not used to our series, we'll just be going over One Piece. If you haven't caught up to any of the stuff or haven't watched One Piece before, huge spoiler alert. Obviously, we're going to be going over major plot points that happen throughout every arc up to this point and beyond. So please watch those if you haven't. And if you haven't watched One Piece in general, please watch it when you can. Like and subscribe if you like the content you see today. Without further ado, let's get into Fishman Island.
Woo! Well, not even Fishman Island just yet. We got to talk about Return to Shabadi.
I remember the first time that you got to this part. I was hyping it up a lot because I was telling you, oh shit, like this is when like the whole series changes. Like it's not as goofy as it used to be at this point. Now it's more dedicated to getting to the One Piece. And I remember telling you like you're so lucky because, you know, back in my day, we had to wait so many months for this chapter to come out. We were on a gigantic hiatus and you get to see it immediately. And then you made me look it up and it was like a 3-week period of nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't even that bad. I was like, you're such a bullshitter. I think I have a much different perspective of One Piece than you do, just because I was binging through it, and that's why I love Dressrosa. I think Dressrosa is an arc that it's a lot better when you just binge through it. But I can tell the reason why, you know, you hated it or like you dislike it more than other post time skip arcs.
It felt so long going through it every week.
I remember the day too. There was a day that it was just, I think it was like a Sunday, lazy Sunday. All I was gonna do that day was just read and clean. I was cleaning with the entire apartment, and then in between cleaning sessions, I would read because I was reading Marineford. Marineford, I was reading peak fiction.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Like, best arc, still to my opinion, we're caught up, but in my opinion, still the best arc of One Piece. So I'm binging through it. And then obviously once I finish it, now I gotta binge Luffy's backstory, the post Marineford story. And oh shit, well now the 2-year time gap is gonna start the time skip. Shit, well now I gotta read Return to Shabadi. So I read Return to Shabadi in one day. I'm like, oh shit, might as well just start Fishman Island today too. And then
you finally hit a wall.
Yeah, I started Fishman Island. I got like maybe 5 chapters in, and I'm like, I'm good. I think I'm okay for this. And it took me a very long time to get through Fishman, but let's start at Return to Shabadi.
The thing about Return to Shabadi that I feel like you'll never get to experience is, yeah, I know I over exaggerate saying it's many months, but in those 3 weeks that we didn't have a chapter, it was so nice to see the whole crew back together, because it was more than just 3 weeks that we didn't see them together. Because remember, Marineford, all that, several weeks after chapter of chapter, it was just Luffy fighting all the people at Marineford.
That's true, and on top of that, even when the manga returned, I mean, it's only still a matter of weeks, but they didn't show up in the first chapter. That first chapter of Return to Shabadi, right?
No.
It was still like it was like
still
chapter 2, 3 that you still see. Yeah.
And everyone was like geeking out because everyone wants to know what are the new designs, like what do they look like now, how strong are they? So many hypotheses going on. I remember at one point, Zoro, I think there's a frame of Zoro in chapter 600 when he first appears after cutting that ship. And you don't get to see his full body. So we all had theories that he lost an arm. Everyone's like, oh, he lost an arm while training. Like, no one really can make out the full body yet. So already people were theorizing crazy shit off the one chapter when we got back. It was crazy.
Out of all the new designs, who do you like the most and who do you like the least?
So I remember when I was first reading it, like almost any kid that's, you know, young and into manga, I thought Zoro looked so badass. I thought the cut eye, I was like, yo, son, this is clean.
This is it.
But
This is peak fiction.
The older I got, though, the more I started appreciating more Usopp's redesign. I think Usopp has the cleanest redesign because he actually looks like a pirate now, dude. Looks like somebody that I wouldn't want to fight against without knowing his personality, obviously. His
looks
look.
Caribbean. He looks Caribbean.
mad Dominican.
If there's a tier list to this, I think it would be like Zoro, Usopp, definitely. Chopper, Sanji, and Luffy have zero changes. Like
they're practically the same, especially.
And Robin also to me, like nothing.
No, I think Robin's significantly different, to be honest. I think Robin's really different.
In her post time skip?
Yes, I think she looks very different. Like her hair and outfit are very, very different.
The only reason why I'm gonna give Nami an F tier is just only because she is constantly out with her titties. Like
Nami,
her bra, she's out
Nami's
in her
only
bra
changes
a
that.
lot more.
I think Robin actually looks different. Nami, to me, the only different thing is your boobs are now out and they're bigger. But for Robin, I think it's more just the boob change. I think she actually looks different. So Nami, I feel you. I think Nami's like, but so in my opinion, I think Nami and Brooke are arguably the worst because, like, Brooke just his outfit's clean. Don't get me wrong, but like nothing about him obviously gonna change because he's a skeleton. And then Nami, is just, you know, bigger boob. It's pretty lazy.
Hopper has the stupid hat over his hat that I think is unnecessary. Like, he's
yeah,
still cute, obviously, but
I remember I initially thought that was a new hat, and he got rid of the old one. And then I remember there was that SBS corner where Oda confirmed that no, he just put a hat on top of the hat. I'm like, that is so dumb, dude.
Why?
Why do you do that?
Why?
It's so stupid.
And honestly, I hate Frankie's new design.
I love Frankie's new design. I remember we had an argument about this before.
Yeah. The only time I ever kind of mess with Frankie's new design is when he has a buzz cut. Like when his hair is just like a, I don't know. I guess I don't know what else to call it but a buzz cut. When it's a buzz cut, that's how I'm kind of like,
it looks
kind of clean. And I think you could agree with me that Brooke and Frankie are really underutilized. I think Frankie's like the dad of the group in a way, like, and Brooke is like that uncle.
That weird guy.
He's the uncle where he's in the corner drinking and he's like, oh, let me tell you something.
I can play a mean sax. How did you feel about the fake straw hats, by the way? You remember that gag?
It was just whatever. Like nothing. I don't know. I didn't find that all too crazy.
I thought it was a pretty funny way to reach those characters because it was like it would make sense that like while they're gone, some people try to make use their name.
That's the only thing that I found interesting. That it was a really cool showcase, a really cool way to like show that the Straw Hats actually gained a lot of notoriety during this period of time, like to the point that people are actually trying to mimic them because obviously the highest form of flattery is mimicry or whatever that phrase is. And so hey, the Straw Hats are known. What a great way! What a great technique to really show that. Yo, the Straw Hats are known. But
because they didn't even try. No one even tried fighting Luffy or any of them. Like they just immediately heard their name was the Straw Hats, and they just never fucked with them. They assumed, oh yeah, the Straw Hats are those guys. And also the Rayleigh flashback, which honestly, like looking back at it, I remember I was so geeked because I was like, you're gonna see the Rayleigh flashback, and you're like, what's that? I'm like, it's when like Rayleigh like reveals that Roger was the original owner of the Straw Hat. Because like meeting him. Yeah, and then you were like, I remember you were like, I already knew that Roger had a straw hat. I was like, how'd you know? And he's like, you told me that. I'm like, no, I did. And you're like, yeah, you did. I'm like, did I spoil that? I spoiled one of the coolest moments of Return to Salvity is finding out that Roger was the original owner of the straw hat.
I don't remember that conversation happening, but I completely believe it. You have spoiled multiple things for me.
It's a 1,050 chapter series, so yeah, I give you slack on this one.
You also spoiled Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but you gotta give me slack on this one. It's 1,050 chapters, so it's kind of hard not to reveal one thing, you know. Anyway, yeah, no, so that's kind of the end of that. I mean, once they get on the ship, straight to Fishman at that point. And the Fishman segment's like kind of just all jokes. Like on the way to Fishman, it's kind of just all jokes. It's like just banter. Like Sanji can't stop bleeding out of his nose because every time he looks at Robin and Nami, loses it.
Yeah, I remember I talked to you at one point, and I was like, because on the way to Fishman, you find out when Luffy mentions it. He's like, "Oh, who has hockey on my crew? I know it's me, Zoro, and Sanji." I was like,
How did you know that one?
first off, when did that happen? Second, how do you know? Because y'all just linked up, and I don't. And the thing about One Piece is that we see all of their there's no cuts. But the second that they interacted, right? The second they all linked up, that moment, there has been no little time skip. Like no, not even like an hour later or 2 hours later. It's all been back to back to back to back. And so how did Luffy didn't.
I really do feel like because hockey is like about willpower, maybe like you can sense when someone else has hockey.
It has to be the case because otherwise, how would Blackbeard have sensed Luffy's hockey back in Jaya? So that's definitely the case. But I don't know. To me, that was just so weird that Luffy, because like at the same time, when did Zoro and Sanji kind of give?
Yeah, there was no clear indication of that. Like it seemed like before the time skip that Luffy was the only one that was practicing hockey, and then you find out, oh no, we're just giving it out. Like everyone can take it. Everyone can have one.
Even Zoro, I'm gonna be like, okay, I can see it just because of what happened in Alabasta. Like he was like sensing whatever. But when did Sanji get?
Also, the weirdest thing to me is that Luffy got conquered, which is fine. Zoro got Ardent, which I'm like, okay, that's cool for swords. Giving Sanji observant hockey, I was like, there was never any indication he was gonna get that hockey. Never.
Exactly. And I can't remember him using it except for just one instance in right now. Like not too long ago in Wano.
Yeah.
Where he was like, what's happening to Luffy? Like
yeah,
he was like
immediately he got up, he was like, something's wrong with Luffy. I can sense it. I'm just like, oh, there's his hockey, but where was that like 1,000 chapters earlier? The Fishman Island was the biggest cakewalk the Straw Hats have ever faced in their life. I don't think at one point a single Straw Hat member struggled at all in Fishman Island. They immediately cakewalked the whole fucking island. I think Oda's logic was they're much stronger now, right? I can't immediately put them up against something they can't beat. I want to showcase that they actually are improving. So I got to put them against something they can beat. And two, I don't want to showcase that Hody Jones like is doing the right thing. I want to make him out to be a misguided villain. And the worst thing I can possibly do is have him beat them using drugs. Like I want to showcase him as like a dude who tried to cheat his way through it and then still gets ass trampled, you know?
I completely agree. But speaking of Hody Jones, how do you rank Hody Jones out of all villains in One Piece?
So I personally, just before I get into that ranking, I personally like Fishman a lot. It is one of my favorite parts of One Piece, which is a very hot take because a lot of people hate Fishman with a passion. And I understand why people hate it. One of the reasons why I understand it is Hody. Hody is not a good villain. Like, Hody, in my opinion, is the best Oda could have done with that idea of like, okay, what can I possibly do with a Fishman villain? Because we already had Arlong and he was great. That was a great villain. Like, it was a great Fishman villain, in my opinion. I liked Arlong a lot. So then how do you top that when you get to Fishman? Are you like, if you make something that's really good and formidable, the question comes up of where was this guy always? Where was this villain lurking around this whole time? He was just sitting in Fishman the whole time? No. Like, you can't have that. So Hody's the best thing you can do because Hody, you can argue, is not strong enough to conquer anything outside Fishman Island. But he's definitely a good, what's the word I'm looking for? A character to showcase what happens when you have... What?
To represent an idea.
Yeah, he represents a concept well. He represents a concept of revenge really well. Of like what happens when you have someone who's so blinded by anger and revenge and the need to win to take back everything with brute force. I like that aspect of him, but still, it doesn't feel rewarding when Luffy beats him. It doesn't feel good when he does anything. I think all his lines are very meh. His dialogue is boring. Like, his character design is meh. I think he's very forgettable.
Yeah, I agree. And with all of that, the idea of not performing anything when Luffy, and it's very unfortunate because Luffy's attack on him was probably one of the more memorable.
That shit was so fire in the anime. The anime did it so much justice.
Yeah, it did, especially with the inclusion of Ace.
Yeah.
In it, but you have such a fire attack towards someone who
just
you don't care about.
Just mid.
Yeah, like it really, imagine that if it was like Flamingo on the other end of that, right? That would be
I think the biggest thing for me also is that so this arc, in my opinion, gets better and better and better and better. So in terms of like, I learned about Queen Otohime's background, and I like that a lot. I hear about Fisher Tiger. Fisher Tiger was really roped me into this arc hard. I fucking love Fisher Tiger's story and who he is as a character. That got me in hard. You learn about Arlong's connection. You learn about Jinbei's part in all this. It's like building and building, and then you like see Luffy knock out like, what was it, 5,000 men using like Conker's Haki. I'm getting hyped. I'm like, this is so sick. But then they start fighting the main villains. It's like, I lost interest. I've lost all interest now. I've completely just lost interest.
Remind me the name of that other villain.
What do you mean?
One who's Devil Fruit ability.
Oh, I hate him so much. Vanderdecken sucks so much, dude. Vanderdecken sucks.
Like
ass.
The character that I'm gonna mention him right now because I feel very confident that we're never gonna bring him up in this conversation, and it's Karibo.
Oh, dude, is he still doing anything in the series now?
I don't know, but like he weirdly had like a kind of big role in this arc, but also like for what? He's a really weird character. I don't think he adds much of honestly anything.
Yeah, very strange character.
There was a weird moment in this arc where it felt like Oda really wanted to use him a lot, and I'm like, I don't know why. And I know you don't personally agree, I believe, but I just always thought that there's a little bit of a missed opportunity. I know Nami had a moment with Jinbei talking, but it just felt like Nami went through so many years of being traumatized and being enslaved by the Fishmen, and when she finally enters Fishman Island, I just felt like it would be a little bit more of like a traumatizing trip for her, like this really bad trip for her, where she's really like going through it and really like reliving a lot of bad memories. And not mad at what happened, I'm just kind of mad at the execution of it. I kind of felt like it was just out of nowhere. Nami's like, yeah, you know what? You guys really fucked me up. You know what? Also, I forgive you.
The thing is, though, for me, I feel like that's the right approach. Because for me, I think Nami has truly just accepted what has happened and does not want to feed into hatred and doesn't want to just respond back with, I fucking hate you guys and I'll never forgive you. So I think for her, she just realized that the best thing I can possibly do is just learn how to just continue from this and accept what happened. Because I don't know how else like Oda would have handled that situation, you know?
I agree. I think it would have been a really cool parallel to have someone opposite of Hody. Like we have Hody, who was on one extreme of things, and we had Nami on the other extreme, who both having their valid reasons for hating the other, and then having, when they see Luffy and Jinbei doing what they did, we had two parties, two people on opposite ends being like, okay.
I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't feel natural for Nami just be like, fuck him all, fuck him. Like, you know, I'm
not saying to like be as extreme probably as Hody, but like I'm just saying that it just felt weird. Like I don't know. I just felt like when I got into Fishman Island, the arc, the one thing I really was looking forward to was seeing how Nami was gonna react. I had, I guess, this crazy expectation that I'm like, no one's gonna care about Fishman Island except for Sanji, because he's been hyping it up since the beginning of Beautiful Mermaids, and Nami because of what it must mean to her because of what she went through in Arlong Park. But Sanji, obviously, me and you can both hate what happened with Sanji, I bet.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that later in the conversation, but go ahead.
Yeah, but Nami, I just kind of was like, oh, I mean,
I feel like for Nami, I feel like for Nami, it's still a beautiful moment. I generally did like it when Jinbei like begged for forgiveness. And she said, it's okay, like, I'm fine. I'm glad that you're doing... But I really do feel like that was, like, a very... Because to Jinbei, he wasn't expecting that. To Jinbei, he expected her to say, like, I'll never forgive you. You fucking traumatized me. So I love seeing the 180 of Nami saying, no, it's okay. Like, I've learned to just deal with forgiveness and move on from this. And seeing Jinbei respond with, that was... to me, it's, like, reconfirmed what Queen Otohime said. That human beings can be kind. And they can cooperate with us. And Jinbei seeing Nami say that, I think just re-solidified that he believes that Queen Otohime was right. The Sanji thing is so annoying. The Sanji thing actually had me so pissed when I read it for the first time, like week by week. It was getting ridiculously annoying, and the fact that it tied in to the actual plot of the story had me so mad. I was like, Oda, what is this? Because they used what? Okay, they used Sanji's nose bleeding problem as a way to segue into him needing a blood transfusion, and then you find out through his nose bleeding problem that, oh, it's a law in Fishman Island that you can't donate blood between species. And I'm just like, dude, Oda, there was a better way to bring that up. Like, Fisher Tiger's background could have been the fucking way to bring it up.
Honestly, I'm not even mad. Like, and it could have been just a really clever, funny thing.
Yeah.
If Sanji wasn't actually out of commission for it.
He literally couldn't fight.
Sanji was literally just not available. And that's when it got like,
this is annoying, dude. This is actually annoying.
It would have been funny if that was how we got the reveal. Actually, I would have minded that, except it led to him not being available, and that's when I'm like, this is stupid.
So now he just can't fight at all. Yeah, no, I get you. Like, I think it's really dumb. I know, like, One Piece is not a very serious manga. Like, yeah, it has moments where it's serious, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of comedic moments in One Piece. Like, Oda never stops trying to be funny in certain scenarios. I get that. But still, regardless, to me, this wasn't funny. This was just annoying. Like, stop. Like, like after like the third nosebleed, I'm like, all right, can we fucking stop, please?
We're introducing this arc to Orihime's daughter, Shirahoshi. I'm gonna ask you, what are your thoughts on Shirahoshi?
I mean, it wasn't until that we found out she was Poseidon that I really didn't give a fuck. When I found out she was Poseidon, I was like, oh, Oda, hold on. Okay, wait, you got my attention now. Before that, I was like, nah.
I did like Luffy's interactions with her. Obviously, Luffy does his little Luffy thing where he kind of gets ahead of the entire party and kind of gets himself
lost.
Like a whole Luffy. Yeah, exactly. Like a whole thing of adventures just for Luffy. And then that obviously leads to him like traveling along Shirahoshi's titties and body and stuff. It's just like so stupid. I still don't to this day I don't understand why Shirahoshi is that big. So doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. I think I appreciate Shirahoshi because just because there's so many different aspects of her character and like her being locked up for so long. It kind of felt like a little bit of a Yamato, except Yamato had like they just kind of ended up differently. Where like I think Shirahoshi kind of took a more realistic approach to having been so locked up for so long. Like all she says is, "I want to see trees." Like,
yeah,
that's all I want to see.
I want to get out of here.
Like, and I actually like was like, that's so cute. And then obviously the first thing that they go to is just go see trees and then see the mother's grave. And I'm like, holy crap, that's, I don't know, to me that was a beautiful moment. Meanwhile, Yamato over here is like, I want to take ass and kick names, whatever.
I did like that blood transfusion scene a lot. I think it was really poetic. And I think that's a beautiful way to ask Jinbei to join. Now, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Jinbei's journey to me started even before this. Like he had like that what a beautiful connection between Luffy and Jinbei even back in the
Impel Down days.
Like, yeah, all of that just made me go like
Jinbei's that dude, bro. He's that Luffy would be in a worse situation if it wasn't for him, bro. Like way worse, mentally and physically, bro.
Like that's why I'm here to like, all right, Brook is the uncle. Frankie is the dad, but to me, Jinbei is like that big brother. Like he got your back, but he got your back.
He literally almost killed himself saving Luffy, and he barely knew the dude.
That ending, honestly, to me was probably when I read all of Fishman, and I got to that, I was like, this journey sucked, but this was worth it. That moment when he finally said, "Yo, mom, get the."
You were like, okay, I'm back on One Piece. You're like, I'm back on board.
Yeah. Especially because, like, you know, Big Mom is so far removed from Fishman, you know? And meanwhile, he was Luffy. And obviously the one thing that we always mess with Luffy for is that he sticks to his word and he's going to be that dude that's actually sticking up to the people that he's defending.
Yeah.
So he spent this entire arc, like, bro, really out here for the Fishman. And so he says, this is my people. Like, you really
means that shit. Like this is my fucking people. You ain't touching us.
Yeah. Meanwhile, and I know you don't know this, I think I read the One Piece Ace's story novels.
Mm-hmm.
And something that you probably don't know is that Ace traveled to Fishman Island
I remember you told me this.
and tried to burn the flag of Whitebeard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's when Whitebeard was like, "Okay, what are you doing?" Right?
Someone will get that guy.
And that's the thing. That was the difference between Ace and Luffy, where Luffy's actually gonna do his thing, right? And if Luffy stuck a flag, a straw hat flag, and said, "Y'all my people," the fisherman gonna be like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
but
your
I mean, we
people."
just saw what you just did. No one's gonna question you on this one, Chief.
Exactly, but Ace really tried because obviously we know that Whitebeard was also doing that too for them.
Yeah.
But like Ace tried doing it and be like, "Y'all my people," and everyone's
Like, who are you?
"Who are you?" Yeah, and that's like, it sucks because obviously no one's probably gonna read that Ace's storybook. Like you have to really read it for you to understand what happened. But like
Mhm.
I found that such a great
Parallel.
between
Yeah,
the two of
between
them.
like
Yeah,
one
I
was
love
definitely
that.
destined to be the king of the pirates. The others, not so much the same route.
Exactly. Like you can tell that even though it's like Ace was never gonna be that guy.
No, absolutely
Unfortunately, like we thought, like he was strong as hell, but he was never gonna be that.
not. He didn't have
guy
that quality that Luffy has.
Exactly. And also, another big reveal that I don't know if you had, what you were gonna talk about, but we find out that Luffy has the voice of all things.
Oh, was that when he can
It's the Sea Kings.
hear them, right?
Listen to his Sea Kings. Yeah.
I forgot about that segment too. Yeah, he kept saying like, "Who the fuck is talking?" or some shit like that, and then you see all the Sea Kings appear and pull no, and you're like, "Yo, dude." I think that when I saw the size of Sea Kings pulling Noah, I was like, "Shirahoshi's a problem, dude. This is an insane power to have."
Yeah, and imagine if she had the devil fruit too on top of that. Not, yeah, I think I don't know. That's a really big deal, dude. Like, like that's like obviously like we still need to see what happens with that. But the fact that we found out that Luffy has that on top of that, they were like, "Yo, the only other person who did that was Goldie Roger."
And they're like, "Hold on,
So,
what?"
like,
Once again, Oda
so-
sprinkling little fucking bits and pieces. Like, spoiler alert, in case you've watched Fishman but haven't gotten past Fishman, there's a part where we get to see Roger's journey. And there's a part where he goes through Fishman and has the same fucking moment where he's like, "Who's talking?" And he can hear the Sea Kings. And it's like, fuck me, Oda. Like, how you planned to see such a long time when you're reconnecting it back now? It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's fucking wild. I do think that Hody Jones sucks ass. Vanderdecken also sucks massive booty cheeks. Those are probably the reasons why that I can't say this arc is perfect, but I can't say that I hate it either. I think it's really massively well done. I think it's well written. Segments also, obviously I don't like, but overall I think like I'd give like a 7 or an 8. I really genuinely liked it a lot, and I think it made me prepared to enter the new world. I think that's the best it could have done for me, you know?
Yeah. At the very least, I think no one's gonna say that this is like one of the best arcs in One Piece, though.
No, I don't think you will never find anybody to say that, to be honest. But you definitely, I think you can definitely argue there's worse ones out there too. So that's good. All right, guys. That was our One Piece binge review for Fishman Island and Sabaody arc, actually post Sabaody arc when they come back from the time skip. Next we'll be talking about Punk Hazard. Fun fact, actually, we already did a conversation about Fishman and Punk Hazard a while ago. We're re-recording these because we kind of lost the video and audio on that, but that's besides the point. If you like what you see, like what you heard, please, by all means, like, subscribe across all our platforms, the Panic Room Podcast, the Panic Brothers YouTube channel, our Instagram, our Twitter, our Twitch. We appreciate the support. And until next time, we'll see you very soon with more One Piece content. Bye, guys.
Peace.